Good evening to ya, and welcome back to Disgracelands. This is Disgracelands, everything you can see, including the flashing lights. What flashing lights, you ask? These flashing lights. Flashing lights, flashing lights, flashing lights, flashing lights. More about the flashing lights in a bit. Yeah, I haven't been around for a bit. It's been a bit on and off here, actually, a bit wobbly, but everything seems to be calming down again. So thank you for those who have you know, thrown us mentions and asked for more videos and things to Bot. Thank you very much, mate. He's really appreciated. Yeah, here I am. It's really cool that people check up and see what's going on and all that, so I really appreciate that, guys and girls out there. I'm Rob Wheatley. This is Roboland's Vids, this here channel. That there is Dave McCallum, the Invisible Pineapple. He's keeping an eye on the beer of the day. Today's beer of the day today beer is this stuff, which is Firkin Fox, or if you've got teeth like I suddenly have after last week's incident, Firkin Fox. What happened to my teeth? Well, I'll tell you about the beer first, it's more important. What happened to my teeth? Oh, the beer first, more, yeah. I got hit on the head, by the way. I had a bang on the head, so I don't know what the hell's going on. Badger, Firkin Fox, 4.6%. 4.6%. It's an extra 0.1%. Just throws you over the cliff. Ah, free falling, flying around, splat, you know. And it tastes a bit like, it just tastes like beer. I must admit, it's hoppy. And there's a bit of like, yeah, it's quite nice, it's quite fresh. So it tastes like, if you had a pint of beer and you were standing in a house where beer was being brewed, or in the garden, you're brewing beer in the kitchen, you can smell some of the smells coming through, then you go in the garden, you shut the door so all the smell's not coming out, but you've still got a bit of it stuck to you, haven't you? So it's fresh hops and some fresh barley stuff going on. It's quite nice, quite nice. Badger, Firkin Fox. Prove it, but quite dry. But well, not if you spill it on your face. If someone came and stick your face in it, it wouldn't be dry. It'd be quite wet. But that's the water content, and you know, all good stuff. So, what has been going on here? The tooth. Oh, blimey! I had to go for a medical the other week because I had to go for a medical, and what it is, it depends on how much money I get, or whether they don't give me any money, or whatever goes on. I don't quite understand it. They just, all these people with divisions of government and private organisations with long letters that don't mean anything, and people that don't know anything, and anyway, so I had this medical, and it's to see how my anxiety, especially, and my depression affect me on a daily basis. And because the medical's so stressful, the night before the medical, I had a massive panic attack. I mean, a real ludicrous panic attack. I full shakes. It was like when you get that harmonic resonance in bridges. Do that, just start shaking uncontrollably. It felt like it was happening here. Like that. Freezing cold, and then next thing I thought, bang! Luckily my head and the stone floor and that tooth broke my fall, so partly that tooth, I think, and my head and stone floor didn't seem to shift, so that's good news. I woke up, or found myself on the floor, lying there with, I pulled a load of clothes that were hanging on the door on top of it. What's going on? So anyway, I went to the medical so they could gauge how my anxiety might affect me, you know. And on the way, I got home from there, bloody awful time, really horrendous, stressful as hell, freaking thing to go through. Came back, was walking to the dentist to go and get my tooth fixed because I took a big lump out of it, like a sort of, you imagine like a triangle, like about that lump came out of my tooth, just sort of there, like that, a big old lump. So I just, oh god, luckily the root wasn't coming through, so it wasn't one of those where every time you go, you just give yourself ludicrous pain like 30 times a minute. It's like, oh. Luckily, I think the root's been pulled out. They capped this one a while ago, so they put a temporary fix on it, which is great. But it's actually, you know, it's a few millimetres shorter than the one next to it, which means I'm sort of talking and going every so often, biting my fingernails. You sit here doing that, and he's still got a full head of fingernails, finger of. So it's ruined everything. But yeah, I was on my way to the dentist to sort my tooth out, and the medical assessment people phoned me up while I was walking up the road, and I thought it was just an unlisted number came up, and the mood I was in, I thought I'm going to answer this because it's someone cold calling me. I'm in the mood for giving someone an absolute effing earful, you know, just tearing into someone who's pissing me off and ruining my day. It was the medical assessment centre telling me that they'd made some, you know, minor cock up, which means that I have to go back and do the entire assessment all over again, because I have a pain in my arm caused by some nerve damage. I'm not sure what that is, and because of that I should have seen a doctor or a physio. They couldn't tell me which because that's confidential, I think, or they don't know which, just one of them. And I don't just have to go and do that bit of the medical again, I have to sit through the whole thing, like 45 minutes of this horrible mind-bending just stuff that's designed to grind you down and, you know, stitch you up. So that's it. So my tooth's sort of fixed anyway, and that's another place I've been the last week, freaking out. That's why I've not done any videos. That and other bits and pieces that have been going off on YouTube, which just depress the crap out of me and mean that every time I go to make a video I think I really can't be bothered with it. But you know, here I am, and we're back, and we're having fun, and some freshly strung guitars as well. The Aria here, Aria LW12, has got a fresh set of strings on it. They're the Martin SP Lifespan. So they are apparently the same technology as the clear tone strings. I've not tried them before. I must admit, initially, I quite like the sound of them. They only went on yesterday, so they're still a bit rattly. They're 11s, 11 to 52s. I think they don't feel like the Elixirs. They're the only other sort of long-lasting strings I've tried before. They don't feel like those. They feel, I don't know, like major calluses on the hands at the moment. But we'll see. I put them on yesterday, and I mean the Elixirs, I was getting a couple of months out of them. I mean they're hairy as hell because they're the whichever one's the nano webs ones with the gold furry. But you know, but they're sounding good. Doesn't it sound nice? I've been working on this tune, or whether it's a tune or whether it's just a series of notes designed to do my brain and effing fingers in, I'm not sure. But it's become completely addictive over the last couple of nights. I've been trying to play quite a bit more guitar recently. I've been trying to do a couple of hours a day, and I think it was on Thursday, I think I ended up playing 4 hours. Pretty much solid, and just working on this tune and working on bits and trying to get it right, and I still don't know where to go with this tune because it's not very tuneful, but it's one of those ones that's great fun to play but maybe not great to listen to. It's sort of, if you imagine, I don't know how it's sort of based on that, yeah, but it's sort of like Robert Fripp's League of Crafty Guitarists got in there with one finger and one thumb and just did something to it. And I've been listening to a lot of old Crimson stuff and stuff like that as well, so all that sort of, the way they do guitars and things, all that sort of business is all in here, and it's a killer tune. I'll play it. I'll try and show you what's going on with it. It's pretty simple. The basis of it is really, really simple. Okay, it's like you play the bottom of a G chord like that. Don't worry about any of the other strings, just those two strings, and you take the bottom finger off and you play open, hammer, and then pick the next string. And then this shape is like the reverse of the G shape, that's that way. But we just move the fingers that way, and then still in our root note. And then we do a similar hammer on. Then we play the G shape. That one. Then we add another finger. Try that again. Evil, evil, evil. Yeah. And we can add even an extra note in there. We can add that one and that one. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing here. Oh my word, that's been... You can imagine how that suddenly gets in your head and you can't stop. And I'm starting to add some really nasty things, and I think there's probably going to have to be a slow section in there where I'm going to do something a bit floaty and then try and bring in a really big... that was sort of working as well, sort of G to an A. Probably better with a thumb pick, really. You're going to get that stomp on the... That's a killer move. That's been horrible to get that. To try and keep that little finger in the right position relative to the others when you're sliding up frets and the frets are getting smaller. That has taken some real... I probably just sat there playing that for an hour over and over and over again last night. It's getting there. It's getting there. I'm still not hitting it every time, but it's a lot better than it was. So, but that's an evil. Something good will come out of that anyway. Yeah, something good will come out of that. I hope, because it absolutely destroyed my hands. Last night, I think it was, both my fingers were just, both my hands were just like throbbing lettuce leaves, you know, like semi-boiled cabbage when it's just make it stop, Robbo. I'm going, no, you won't stop, except I wasn't doing anything. No, you won't stop. So, man, I'll try and do a better version of that sometime in the future when I've worked on it a bit and got it a bit tighter. It's still really, really scrappy at the moment. But you can do some great things with those bass notes. You can, it's got loads of harmonica. See that? I'll do that. You have to do that when you bend the notes. It's got some serious nasty harmonics. That's sounding good with some new strings on it. So all marks that. I've got other guitars with new strings on. I put some on the white little PV Raptor Strat copy, which I love because it just sounds like a Strat. On the Epi Les Paul, that's got some new strings on it. And I've got two other sets of electric strings to chuck on a couple of extra guitars because flashing lights, flashing lights, flashing, flashing, flashing lights. Why are there so many flashing bleeding lights? Because Matt Preston from Matt's World of Cool Stuff is going to be here, there where that guitar is, there where these Rizzler papers are, there, pretty much where that thumb pick is. He doesn't want to sit on that, or always doesn't want to sit on the bottom. I'll move these out of the way because he's going to be there tomorrow. He's coming for a return visit here to Disgracelands. It should be an absolute blast. The last couple of times he's been down there, we've had a real hilarious time of it, and tomorrow I imagine will be no exception. We're both amassing beer at the moment. He sent me a photo of the contents of his fridge today. There's some evil stuff going on in there, man. There's some evil beers. And the idea is that we will be doing maybe a few videos throughout the day of us sitting here getting more and more less thirsty, and playing some guitar noises during the meanwhile. So watch out for that. We might have 2 or 3 videos coming from either my channel or Matt's channel tomorrow, probably from here. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm being good today. I'm just sort of pacing myself on the beer. So I've just gone 7 o'clock in the evening. This is my first beer of the day, and I'm going to take it pretty easy after this one for an hour or 2. Maybe have another one later, but I want to be in good form because you know. But I did make the mistake of buying 2 days worth of beer today, which I've asked several times for, you know, regular viewers. Every time I buy 2 days worth of beer because I want it for today and tomorrow, I always end up drinking it all in the first day and then waking up the next day feeling absolutely appalling. So I accidentally bought 2 days worth of beer today. Only that's another one of those accidents I keep having in the kitchen. It's terrible. So hopefully I'm only going to drink 1 day's worth, and then I can go tomorrow and I can buy 2 days worth and just top up whatever is left from today, you see. But I need 2 days worth tomorrow for when Matt's here, because, you know, those pubs don't open forever. So that's what we're probably going to do, take a stroll down the river. Hopefully it won't be absolutely bucking it down. We can sit outside freezing our cobblers off, or sit inside watching other people freeze their cobblers off, have a few beers, and then come back here and make some stupid noises on guitars. Matt's bringing some interesting kit with him, some really interesting kit. I think he's bringing his own little Gecko amp, the little 1-watt amp that he built himself, with a speaker cab he's bringing. And I think he said he's bringing the Picawa as well, the Picawa, which is like a most bizarre, crazy, ludicrous effects pedal you've probably never heard of. If you haven't, go and check out Matt's World of Cool Stuff. He's got a video, the most recent one, with Afro Man playing the Picawa, and we think that Afro Man might even be making an appearance here tomorrow, but we'll see what happens, you know. If we get through all the drink, I'm sure there'll probably be Afro Man at least in one of the videos, if not all of them. We might even get Dave and Afro just for the hell of it. Oh man, so what else has been going on? I just wanted to sit by and have a chat, so I haven't caught up with you guys and girls for a while, and say that's the tune that I'm working on that's doing my brains in. I also, after that bump in the head and watching Bill Guitar Struggles did one of his Bill's classic shitty video series of the Super Deluxe guitar series, VHS from the 80s. If you don't know Guitar Struggles channel, then you really should check it out, because it's one of the funniest channels anywhere really. It's always routinely ridiculous and hilarious, and he's doing this series of the old 1980s VHS guitar tuition videos, and he's done one on modes, and it's just brilliant. And Circle of Fifths was one of my favourite. If I can miss his tooth, Circle of Fifths, that video was just awesome. But the modes one, I had that bang on the head, and then the next day I woke up and I thought, actually I've just worked out how to play all the modes really easily without having to learn any of them in any key. Right? Maybe everyone knows this, but you know the modes are just the white notes on the keyboard, the whole notes played in order, but you just start, each mode is that sequence but starting on a different note. So the normal C major scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. You've got the Flibberden and the Moxolunadin and the Amitriptyline and the Metazapine and the Machiavellian mode. But sod all that. You know, when you learn like C major, you go, oh, it's well tone, semitone, tone, something, semitone. There you are. That's how it is, and you learn these little forms. Nah, do it like this, mate. Do it like this, right? So we want to do the C major scale, but I'm starting on an A. You go, oh right, oh my god, I know it's an A because I know the notes on some of the strings. So all I'm going to do to play a major scale is I'm going to say, right, Robbo, I'm going to pretend that note's a C, then just count up C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and because I know where the notes are roughly, you know, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, I can play that. Or I can pretend that's a B and I can go B, C, D, E, yeah, no. Yeah, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. I've just played whatever mode that is, but it starts in a freaking B by pretending that that A is a B. You see? Does that make sense? Or do you see? Is the B an A or is the A a B? Am I being an A hole or a B hole? What's going on? Does it work if your guitar's an F hole? And if you do get caught having social interplay with your F hole on your guitar, can you get arrested for it? Depends how old the guitar is, I suppose. Yeah, so if I pretend that's an F, I go F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. I've just played it. Just pretend the note is another note. Just don't learn the names of Floppadoolian and the Liptononian and the Lithridanian, those modes. Don't learn the names, just call it the A1, the B1, C, D, E, F, G ones, and just call that whatever note you're starting on, and then just work it all out from there. If you know, you have some guitar knowledge, you're going to know what note you're on and where you're going to 1 or 2 frets away. Just my brain isn't working properly today because obviously I banged it the other week. But I've worked out that's modes for you. What you do with them, I have no idea, because I actually found out that I play most of them anyway, apart from one that's really bloody awful. What one's that? Is that the F one? Or the B one? One of them is really stupid, it's got a horrible bloody note in it, but no one uses that. But, you know, doesn't mean you can't. I found that I play them all anyway, because I just do. But yeah, that's modes. 27 minutes. It's going to take about 4 years to upload to YouTube, so I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If one of the new subscribers stopped along and started commenting, thank you very much. Good to have you aboard, and keep up the good work, human beings. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.